Thank you very much.
Great, teacher, great. Thank you, and sorry for the delay. I was in the bathroom, and then I I washed my face and then my teeth, and I didn't see the time.
Don't worry, don't worry. You're here now. How was the weekend? How was your visit with the judge? Did they give you a nice social work, civil work?
Well, to be honest, was great because I went to Cerezo, and then obviously I put my name in the paper that they have in the entrance, and then I went to the place where to the judgment, or yeah, and it was three people at the same time than me, but the other
Oh,
people didn't do an appointment, so I was the first to entrance, and then I went to the with the judge, and to be honest, the judge was, at my perception, young, you know, probably
okay,
no more than 30 years, and he read me the paper where they put me the penalty, and he told me that it was my first time, and something that I didn't realize is that my ID stays with an address of Guanajuato, of the city of
oh,
Guanajuato.
okay. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because I remember that I get I got my ID from there, and I think that he was from Guanajuato, and and probably he want to be nice with me, or I don't know why, but he told me that I needed to respect the signals, that is for my benefit and for the benefit of the others, and then to finish that, he told me that the transit officer didn't put the correct amount of the penalty, so the penalty was, if you were incorrect, I don't know exactly the word that he mentioned, but um, that I didn't need it, pay nothing or do anything of service. So he only told me, well, with this sign paper, go with the next person, and this person's gonna give you your driver license.
Really?
So
Wow. Man,
yeah,
you were lucky. You were lucky.
hmm
Amazing.
yeah, I was imagining like, well, probably 8 or 10 hours of service, but no, nothing.
They gave
I
you
just
nothing.
nothing. It was great.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Well, that tells you what a good attitude, a positive attitude can give you.
hmm
Yeah, that's truly nice. What do you make of it? What do you make of it? Do you think that the fact that he was young and you were young, or the fact that he was from Guanajuato, you had the address from Guanajuato, that there was this sympathy, and which is good actually. Maybe your attitude was very positive, very receptive. What do you think? How do you attribute this? Talking about body language, or talking about, yeah, the dynamics of communication.
hmm Well, I was wondering actually about it a few days ago, and I think that probably he is from Guanajuato, and I told him that I worked as how say waiter.
As a waiter, okay.
Yeah, and he told me that what was my income, and I said that no more than 1,600 per week. I say that depending of the tips that people gave me in the restaurant, and then he looked my address, and he was looking like 15 seconds, and he was like, you are you from Guanajuato?" And I and I said, "Yes, I'm from Guanajuato." And then I think that his attitude completely changed. So probably, I don't know, he studied that or something, but yeah, it was good. Probably was that, I don't know.
Very nice.
And at any moment
Well,
I
yeah.
was like um, a rude person or someone who was upset. No, I was normal, and I was just listening to him, and yeah.
That's
I
very
think that was
important. Yeah, yeah, that was that, right?
probably, but yeah, I was so relaxed when he told me that. It was like, oh my god, that's great.
That was lucky. Well, thank you. Excellent. That's very nice. That thanks to I would say it's a positive attitude. When you are receptive, they see you, then they don't you grimace. Sometimes people grimace, get the the eyebrows tight, or get a bad
Hmm.
attitude or negative, etc. And they resent that. And also, when you have a positive attitude, you are receptive. You are say, "Well, give me the fine, whatever." They
Yeah,
notice
that's
that and they try to help you. Yeah, people like to help each other. Believe it or not, people are people at the end.
right.
And
Hmm.
when we see someone we sympathize with, we do as much as we can to help him or to help her. I don't know if you have ever been in a situation where you say, "Well, I'm gonna try to help this guy some way or another," and because you feel
Yeah.
sympathy for some reason. Sometimes you cannot even explain why you like a person, but it's just natural, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was great. To be honest, from the beginning, I saw the person and I noticed like nice person. Sometimes you see a person is like, oh, this man looks like difficult to treat, but no, him with him was great. To be honest.
Okay, that's very nice. Excellent, excellent. Well, congratulations, Mickey. And then you had to go to Leon yesterday, right?
Yeah, this weekend was a little bit, how to say, tight because
Tight, yes.
I went to Leon on yesterday, and in the night, at the night, it was a concert, Ricky Martin's concert. So I went with my mom and with my dad and my girlfriend too because um, the tickets were uh, 2 for 1. So we both won,
Oh,
and
very
the other
nice.
was free. And it was great. The concert
Ah,
doesn't last too much. It was no more than 1 hour 30, but it was good. It was a good
it was
concert.
Ricky Martin.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And where was that? In the stadium or where?
No, in the poster of the concert mentioned that the concert will be at Polyforum, but no, we entered to the main door, and then uh, we saw that people were to directly like near from Explora, like
Oh, all
this,
right. Yes, yes.
and it was like, well, I think that the concert will be there because here there's nothing, and then yeah, we continue walking and we saw the stage, and was good, to be honest. Was a good concert. I really like it.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, good environment, right?
Yeah,
Ricky Martin.
probably if we do an statistics, the 85 or 90% of people there were women above 40, 40 years old. You know,
Really? Wow.
yeah, probably
Okay.
that's his audience, but it was great. It was great. It was funny too.
It was characteristic, yeah, to find women above 40 for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, how do you interpret that? At one time, he was very popular among women in my generation. Women of my age were really fans of Ricky Martin. And then years later, like 10 years later, he came out of the closet, if you know the expression.
Hmm.
You know the
Yeah.
expression, okay? He came out, and there was a huge amount of girls who were there was such disappointed, there was so much deception. They say, oh no, how can it be? Well,
Yeah.
it was so funny.
Yeah. Actually,
Then,
I was
yes,
thinking that probably in the concert will be gays or more than women, but no, women's were probably the 80% of the audience there, and of the 80%, 90% of those women were above 4 years. I'm almost sure.
wow, Incredible. Well, that's an incredible finding. And I tell you something. I had a friend a long time ago who was a fan of Chayanne,
Hmm.
and then this guy in a concert, the guy gave it a flower. A flower. Well, he used to give flowers to many people right at the end of the concerts,
Hmm.
and this time he gave like 10 flowers, and one of the flowers was for this girl. Well, the impact that it created on her lasted 20 years. 20 years. She became a huge fan of him. She didn't lose a concert. She didn't miss a concert. She bought all the records, and she had no topical conversation other than Chayanne. And Chayanne here and Chayanne there and everywhere Chayanne. I says, well, it's great, but well, life has more things than Chayanne, right?
Wow. Yeah, I think that Cheyenne. I don't know if he had concerts in Leon. I think so. That yes, but yeah, he's so popular, and I think that it's probably the same audience than Ricky Martin. I think so. Or are similar.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about 30 years ago, right? When we were all in our 20s, early 20s, 20, yeah. Yeah, that's long, long, long time ago, right? 30 some
Hmm.
years ago. Yeah, he's not young anymore. He used to be younger, much younger than back then, right? But then the impact that some
Yeah.
celebrities create in people is amazing, extremely strong. Um, well, that is why they're so popular, right? Because they have this impact in the audience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that like this, how can I say, trend continues with new artists. For example, now could be, I don't know, Taylor Swift or Harry Styles or those type of artists that they completely um, full stadiums and for their concerts, and it's incredible how people are so um, how can I say it? So hmm,
Acclaimed
yeah, probably.
or admired.
Yeah, so admired, so admired. I think that it's a level that, and it's like, oh my god, it's just another person. Probably he's millionaire, billionaire, and he sings really, really good. But until there, I think so.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something, Mickey. My daughters once made me take them to Guadalajara to check on, to see to go to the concert, to attend the concert of this kid. I think he's from Canada. I thought he was American. But then somebody said to me that he was Canadian. Justin Bieber.
Hmm. Yeah,
He's Canadian, right?
yeah, he's Canadian.
Yeah, well, my daughters, they were saving like for a year. They were saving money. I told them, well, I take you, but you pay for your ticket out of your stipend.
Hmm.
And they made the savings. They said, well, Dad, you said to us that you were going to take us to Guadalajara. The concert is in 2 weeks, so get ready. I said, well, really? And you have the money? We already bought the tickets a while ago, like 2, 3 months ahead of time. I think through the webpage or some way they did it. They bought the tickets and they told me to take him to Guadalajara. I says, okay, I take you to Guadalajara. And I did. Oh, it was an ordeal. It was an ordeal, but well, I did. I kept my word. They kept theirs, so everyone was happy. But it's amazing the expedition, right? All the way to Guadalajara to see this kid. So they must have some type of merit. I'm not trying to deny it or reduce it or minimize it. They must have merit for sure, but it's just that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
Justin
Mickey,
Bieber
today,
was so
excuse me.
popular. Justin
Yeah.
Bieber was so popular. I remember all all the girls from that I met loved Justin Bieber or One Direction or all those all those artists.
Yeah, exactly. Well, today we have an interesting topic, and we can check you if you had the opportunity of do any progress. But let's talk about social currencies. Social currencies are also a way of trading, which
Hmm.
is unusual, is interesting, and of course, people. can always say, well, what is a social currency? Why is a social currency designed, right? So,
Mhm.
what do you know about social currencies, Mickey? What's your perception of social currencies? What's a social
Mm,
currency?
well, social currency is a specific currency from a specific country, could be, and
Yeah,
sometimes people try to get a profit from there. Probably, I don't know, buying in this time now, but USD, American dollars, and probably they're waiting to the value of the USD increase to then sell it and get a profit. I think that people do that.
well, it is true that it's a currency. It is true that people try to get control of that. Um, Mostly it's for social purposes. Like people want to help. Let me show you some ideas. Um, yes, yes. So one of the ideas of social currency is community building. Is created often to generate this feeling of community cohesion, right?
Hmm.
You want to feel part of a community, right? Here, let's read the definition of social currency. Mickey, please, can you?
Yeah, of social currency of community building.
Yes. Community
Okay.
building is one of the purposes of the social currency.
Okay.
You want create community building, please.
Community building. Social currencies are often created to strengthen and build a sense of community among participants. By encouraging local interactions and cooperation, they can foster a sense of belonging and social cohesion.
Cohesion, social cohesion. So they can serve a positive purpose, which is community building, right? You are part of a community. So let's say, just for the sake of experimenting, if we were to build or develop a social currency among, let's say, the your clients, your clientele, or your business, just like playing with the idea, not that it can become a serious project. How would you design a social currency so that people can change coupons, or that they can use that social currency to get some of the products that you offer them? How could it be?
Mm, well, it could be like discount coupons.
Discount coupons, all right. That's an idea, right? Discount
Hmm.
coupons. Discount coupons. So let's say that I buy, or that one of your clients buys a pair of tennis shoes or sneakers. The discount coupon, how would it work? How would it be?
I don't know, probably if this person bought a pair above 5,000 or 6,000, probably to the next purchase, I give you a discount of the 10%.
10% off in your next purchase. That sounds really nice. 10% off in your next purchase. That is unbelievable. That is really nice. They would be happy, right? Just an
Yeah.
idea. Now, uh, what else could people do talking about community building with social currencies? Um, for example, if let's say that let's suppose that there is a business, could be yours, could be some other business, in which you sell tennis shoes, sell tickets to celebrity artists, concerts. And let's say this is a service, something related to service. Let's say advisory for international trade. So in tennis shoes, you could offer 10% off, right?
Hmm.
10% off. In let's just say that you can, uh, what? Sell, let's say that you sell tickets on trips
Hmm.
to celebrity concerts. And let's say that 15% off in the trip. And in advice of international trade, let's say that 25% off the standard tariff. Okay, in this case, how are your coupons working? Well, they are working as discounts. But
Hmm.
what if you wanted to trade them, Mickey? Let's say that you wanted to trade them. Well, I give you this and you give me that, almost like a barter system. How would it be?
Mm, probably, I don't know if there's a service or a product that I want, and I found the person who sell that. Probably I could say to them or to him, I give you a 10% off of discount if you buy a tennis shoes, but instead you can give me a discount from I don't know, from the T-shirt that you're selling or the or whatever.
Right. Let's say a mechanic that checks and repairs cars, right?
Hmm.
Say that there is a mechanic that uh, I don't know how much they normally charge, but let's say that it is 200 pesos. No, it's more than that, right? Maybe what, 400 pesos to check it,
Yeah, more or less.
to inspect and repair the car. Plus the cost of the parts, right? Plus cost of the parts. Let's say more or less like that. Well, the cost of the parts, you cannot escape that, right? If you need new brakes, if you need whatever, well, you just need to include it, right? But for the service, let's say that they charge 400, and you sell a pair of tennis shoes at 4,000, so 10% is more or less 400. And and so let's say that there is a doctor, a medical doctor that charges 400 consulting. So you can create a network of people who would use these coupons to exchange for different things. What is the limitation of this? What is the problem with this bartering system in a small community? First, the benefits of the barter system. And then which are the constraints, Mickey? Which are the benefits and which are the constraints?
Mm, the benefits that probably a person who doesn't have the product or the service that the counterparty is offering, probably this person could have an access to that.
Okay. All people will have access, or most people will have access to the benefits. All right. And which is a constraint.
Mm, probably could be like um, sometimes people could feel that the product or the service or whatever that the other person is offering, it is not like fair. Could be like mm,
Okay.
yeah,
For example,
I don't know. I give a 10% of discount in tennis shoes, and the other person is offering me, um, I don't know, 10% of, I don't
in
know, something most expensive than than tennis shoes, you know?
more expensive, let's say in what can that be?
In a new cell phone, could be, in the new iPhone.
Okay, iPhone. Okay, all right. You would feel that 10% in the iPhone is more than 10% in the, well, yeah, it's a good reasoning. Even if he's also making a bigger profit, right? So
Hmm.
he's making a bigger profit in the cell phone. But okay, it's a good reason. Maybe it's not the same, right? Or you could say, well, the doctors, uh, the doctor shouldn't charge 400. He's just out of school. He should charge probably 350 or 300, or he's not so experienced, or etc. Right? You could question the quality and the price of the other offerers, and that is valid. That is valid. So any new economic system is going to have pros and cons. It's going to have advantages and disadvantages. That is true. That is true. Well, let me say another or include another important benefit, not benefit, characteristic of the social currency. Because there is a guy that is a guy from Germany that's actually proposing the local currency, this currency. It says local economic development. Can you read that, Mickey, please?
Hmm. Local economic development. Many social currencies aim to boost the local economy by promoting spending within a specific geographic area or among a particular group of businesses. This can help support local businesses and reduce the outflow of money to larger, non-local corporations.
Yes. Let's develop a cluster of businesses. Let's think of a set of businesses which are more or less associated. More or less associated. So tell me, please, two or three types of businesses which are associated more or less or related to one another. Can be from the car industry, from the book industry, from the any type of industry.
Mm, well, I think that could be mm, the delivery services.
Delivery services, okay. So we have here the courier service, which is going to deliver what?
Mm, I don't know, for example, could be the products or services of various brands or various products, and that goes directly to Walmart.
Ah, I got you. It's some type of service like the Didi Express,
Mm,
or not
I,
like that.
I was thinking more like DHL or
Oh,
FedEx, and
DHL
then
courier service. All right, courier service. Yes, we have Redpack, Redpack. Um, yes, Estafeta,
DHL, FedEx,
DHL,
UPS.
FedEx. Yes, exactly. UPS, UPS. All right, they are one part of the chain. Okay, that's one. That's one set. Okay, who else, Mickey? Then
Mm,
this.
well, the other time I read that I think that brands and the products or services that, for example, are in Oxxos or in Walmart, the brands pay to Walmart to have their products. So probably all the suppliers or all the brands who sell those products.
Suppliers of Walmart,
Hmm.
Oxxo. Who else? Um, Farmacias Guadalajara, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. These suppliers with courier services, maybe Soriana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Soriana, maybe another chain like AutoZone. I don't know very much about them, but well, they are also a big chain. Could be, right?
Yeah.
It is more specialized, but well, all right. So, um, well, here the only thing about this is that you want to boost the local economy. You want to help the local people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you want to promote people spend within a geographic area or among a particular group of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make it like a Toby's club, only for cuates, as they say, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably
Only
in this case, could be better that the local stores, uh, and for example, the delivery services, like you mentioned, the Uber, helps to transport their goods to the people.
okay, yeah, that'd be awesome. Local stores make an alliance with these courier services. Actually, that's a great idea. So let's say that local stores make an alliance with them so that they can deliver food to the courier services to the destination, which is the consumers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Families. Consumers are the families. Now, this is a great idea. Now, one important thing, Mickey, how can you build trust from the families to these local stores? How can you build trust? That they don't say, well, yeah, but who is that? Right? Because that's the first thing they're going to question. All right, but who is that?
Mm,
How do you build trust? The idea is fantastic.
mm, well, obviously, first of all, you must be known, because if the people don't know you, obviously, probably don't gonna buy the things that you're selling. So probably, I will promote my store, and I think that then the best promotion is the promotion with, how can I say, um, mouth to mouth.
Word of mouth
Word of
promotion.
mouth.
Yes.
Yeah, because at the end, I think that all businesses promote the same way, more the local stores or the local businesses.
Word of mouth promotion. Okay, this sounds really, really good. There are also other ways to promote a business, and this is through qualifiers or certificates. Something like
Mm-hmm.
what the hotels and businesses do, right?
Yeah.
Ranking, the Airbnb, blah blah cars, etc. You give them a ranking. Well, the service that this guy or that this person provided was just amazing service. I highly recommend him or highly recommend her. So you build your reputation through a ranking system, and this ranking system can be certified, right? So certification of the business or ranking of the business, ranking or certification of the business. You can make an assessment of the business and tell them this is the Mickey's qualifier, right? Mickey's business qualifier. And you qualify the businesses. You qualify hotels, restaurants, stores, local stores, etc. And for a small fee, they can be in your dictionary or your directory. I'm sorry. What do you think of the idea of a qualifier, Mickey? You qualify
Yeah, I
the
think that
business.
that is a good idea because then there's like something behind that proves that the thing that you're selling or the service that you're offering is good, and yeah, people could trust more because they know that those certifications or those um, how can I say it? Those yeah, those corporations who evaluate the services or products.
Exactly, exactly. And then remember Kelly's Blue Book on
Mm,
cars?
no, I don't think
It's
so.
it started in the US as Kelly's Blue Book. She will recommend
Okay.
cars, used cars. She would say, "Well, this car is great. This car is more or less this, and that," and it just became Blue Book, the car's Blue Book. But it started as Kelly's Blue Book in
Ah,
the US long time ago.
okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I know I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I know the blue book,
yeah,
but not that start from there.
yeah. It started with a lady called Kelly, and it started being Kelly's Blue Book. She coined the term, and then it became very famous, and it just remained as Blue Book, like aspirin
Hmm.
right now. Aspirin is very famous everywhere now. So she kind of certified the cars. In this case, you can certify the businesses. You can say, well, this is a truly good business. And from time to time, you go, you inspect the business, you say, you check how good they are. That can be just an idea, right? Well, the idea is to build up local economic development,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's go for another characteristic. Somehow there is a poverty alleviation. I don't know if you agree with this concept, but sometimes the community has some problems. Let me delete this, and it alleviates poverty in a way. So let's see. Let's check this, Mickey, please, and let's read it if you're so kind. Poverty alleviation. Can you read it, please?
Hmm. Poverty alleviation. In some cases, social currencies are used as tool to combat poverty and income inequality. They may provide additional income or benefits to participants, particularly those in underserved or economically disadvantaged communities.
Okay. Let's say that the report is very well developed and every economic system or not is established more or less here. But let's say that there are some cities, some places like Aldama, other communities that you know nearby, Mickey, that are a bit underdeveloped.
Hmm.
Which one would they be?
Yeah, probably Aldama or uh, Romita.
Romita. Okay.
Yeah, those kind of communities.
Right. Well, let's say that they wanted to establish this economic, this social currency, and they needed an advisor or someone to establish that. How would you establish this, Mickey? How would you do this social currency establishment? How would you establish a currency in local businesses like those in Romita or those in Aldama? How would you do it?
Mm, well, probably putting a same currency to the rest with the rest of the communities.
How do you make the agreement? You need to talk to them, right?
Yeah.
You need to sell them the idea to see if they're going to like it or they're going to reject it. How would you start? Would you tell the mechanic, maybe some cleaning ladies, some local stores, tell them about the idea, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
And that means time also, and not always people have the time or the motivation to do it. What would motivate people, Mickey, in your opinion, to do this type of project?
Mm, I think that is essential that the other part see. the benefit from the beginning that they could get from a negotiation. So showing to them the benefits that they could get, and that if really they put time to the negotiation and it goes great, they could get a good benefit.
Yeah, for them, right? But
Hmm.
for a person, for the person who carries out this project, what would his motivation or her motivation be? How would he be motivated to do this? Because you need to devote time and energy, sometimes even the gas to move to another place. That is time, and time is money. So, what would the motivation for the person be to carry out this project, social currency?
Mm, because probably could be like a new market to explore
A new market to
with the
explore.
other
Right, completely
communities.
right. Yeah, that's true. Market to explore in other communities, right?
Hmm.
That's a good idea. Excellent. Yes, that's true. That's true. Well, let's see one last point of this social economy that is called environmental sustainability. Let's see if this is something interesting, which I think it is. It is called environmental sustainability for social currency. If you can please read it, Mickey, you're so kind.
Hmm.
Environmental sustainability.
Environmental sustainability. Social currencies can be designed to promote sustainable practices and eco-friendly behaviors. Participants may earn or spend these currencies based on their environmental efforts, such as recycling, reducing energy consumption, or supporting sustainable agriculture.
All right. So you want people to recycle, right? To people would recycle. People would reduce energy consumption, would reduce energy consumption, and people would do sustainable agriculture. People would do sustainable agriculture, which uses a lot of water. Now, this is very important. How would you motivate people to recycle, to reduce energy consumption, and to do sustainable agriculture? To carry out. How would you motivate people to do this, Mickey? These three activities, which are very important activities.
Mm, I consider that uh, to make a change, you need to show the consequences of doing something or not. So probably that um, if you impose people to, in this case, recycle or reduce energy consumption, whatever, and you show the consequences, probably people could be more aware of the problem and try to do that. Try to do something to don't increase that problem.
To not increase the problem, right?
Hmm.
Yes. Why would people recycle? What is the need of recycling things? Why is it necessary?
Mm, it is necessary to recycle things because uh, we had uh, how can I say, mm, the wrong idea that the things are only for one use. So
Okay.
sometimes I think that there are things that you can use more times, and you don't need to just throw it away. You can use it and get another use from that object or whatever. for example, the bottles or the until, for example, here in my house, how say toppers? Yeah, right.
Tupperwares, yes, or
Yeah,
plastic containers.
the plastic containers that are from um what is the mm, what's this? Sometimes the containers of cheese. I don't remember exactly what type of cheese is, but my mom used it several times. Sort of the um, how do you say mayonnaise or the
Mayonnaise, yes,
yeah.
mayonnaise. Yeah,
My mom
yes.
reduced the the bottle of the mayonnaise.
She recycles that, right? She
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
reuses
she
it.
recycled. Mm-hmm.
That's fabulous. She recycles that. Yeah, yeah, we do the same, and that is great because then you can use that to store water, to store legumes, to store even to cut. For example, here what we do is the plastic containers. We
Mm-hmm.
cut fruit and put it. We put it in those containers, plastic containers
Okay, that's great.
or plastic cups. Or if it's vegetables, for example, sometimes we cut watermelon. We cut not watermelon. We cut, yeah, watermelon, cantaloupes, melons, papaya, or yeah, we cut that. We
Mm-hmm.
chop it in pieces and we put it there in those containers. And then when we go out somewhere, we eat from there. Like we're in the highway, we're eating from those bottles, plastic bottles, big plastic bottles or containers. That is a great idea. In the US, I remember that they gave you 5 cents per can, aluminum can
Mm-hmm.
or plastic bottle. 5 cents. So you collected 20 and they gave you $1. Well, it was not much, but at least it's money, right?
Yeah.
And in every house, you would see people saving the plastic containers. Every house, people were storing and storing and storing. And one day they took them to the corner store and they changed that for $5 or $10 or whatever. What do you think of the idea, Mickey?
Yeah, that's great. I think that it's an activity that we need to get used to because there are a lot of trash in the streets, and I think that is for the same because we don't have the culture to recycle or to try to reduce all those plastic products or cans or whatever. So I think that it's necessary to foster that activity.
Exactly. You mentioned a very important word, which is foster. And I have seen on TV, I have seen these competitions. The winner of this competition is going to be the person who eats most hot dogs. Well, yeah, okay, it looks good and it looks funny. But why don't we do competitions to recycle more containers, right? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, why? If it's a competition, perfect, it's great. People like to compete, the adrenaline. But
Mhm.
why not do it with something like this, saving, recycling, reusing, etc.? What do you think of that, Mickey?
Yeah, I think that there are there are ways that we as society haven't explored to foster this activity of recycle or reduce uh, trash, and one of them could be like a contest because I think that if there's a contest and the price is a good price or a price attractive, at least for some people, I think that there's gonna increase the recycle activity, at least here in the city or depending on where you are making the contest.
Exactly, exactly. And so we are not responsible of the whole world, but we are responsible of our surroundings, right?
Yeah.
More or less, let's say that I have an influence of 3 meters or 5 meters, wherever I am responsible of the 5 meters around me? Well, I can influence those 5 meters. I'm not pretending to influence the whole city of Leon or the whole city of Irapuato, but I can influence the people around me, the 5 meters around me, or whatever. And that is also interesting. What do you think about the concept of influence? And when I say influence, obviously it's a positive influence, influencing or motivating. What do you think of this concept, Mickey?
I think that it's a good concept, and unfortunately, sometimes the influence that we received, it is not a good influence. So it is necessary to have a balance and try to influence good things or good activities or good manners, uh, that society could get a benefit from it.
Exactly, exactly. That's why we sometimes look, I sometimes looked with disdain at those people who make TikToks, who make shorts, who make small comedies. And yeah, it's funny because people are falling, people are doing funny things, etc., etc., etc. But then I says, well, and what are my reels? What are my shorts? What are my own presentations, right? Because I tended in the past to criticize people who were doing crazy or not very smart shorts or reels or those and that. But then I says, where are mine? And then I started to make these short videos from time to time. Not very short, but I still need to do those videos. What do you think about the idea of making short videos, Mickey?
Yeah, as we mentioned the last class. To be honest, I didn't advance too much because this weekend I was a little bit busy, but it's something that I keep in my mind that I'm gonna do. And yeah, I would like to create content. How say valuable content?
Valuable
Content
content. Okay, that is very important. Yes.
that gives value to people and not to just mm, get a little bit of funny, um, something that really I think that matters or that people must aware of that because sometimes I look to the cell phones of the other people. For example, when I'm in a restaurant and people are with their cell phones, they are looking
Right.
videos, and those videos are so you know
Dumb.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh my god, how are you spending your time? It's good sometimes it is necessary to always look of full things, and I think that is necessary. But when all your content is the same, it's like, oh my god, what are you doing with your life? Or you don't
Right.
care about other things. Sometimes I want to solve the world, but just I can't.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I think your comment is very important. People like to laugh, but you can also be laughing at somebody who just ate beets, um, oat, and reduced his weight by 20 pounds. I say laughing in a good way, right?
Mhm.
Not laughing at someone, but laughing with, let's say, with somebody who just ate beets, oat, and reduced his weight by 20 pounds, rather than laughing or having fun with someone who just ate 10 hot dogs. Well, yeah, that can be funny, but, or you can say, oh, look, let's congratulate this guy who, a guy who just planted 1,000 trees.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
well, I mean, people can also laugh at something like this, right? Not just someone who tripped and fell in the street, or who's someone who smashed in a glass door. Yeah, that is funny, but how about laughing at someone who just planted 1,000 trees? Oh, ha, ha, that's fantastic. Let's laugh, okay?
Yeah, I think that it's necessary to don't focus only on that type of content because it's content that really don't attributes nothing to you. So I think that there must be a balance.
Right, exactly, exactly, exactly. Yeah, and I say this because what you say is exactly the same thing that happens to me. I see people around me who are looking at their cell phones and they're laughing and they're having fun, and that is good. It's good to
Mhm.
have fun because people it's better to be laughing than to be crying or weeping, right? But what do they laugh at? Well, let's laugh at something positive, something constructive, something which you can also enjoy positive things, not only when a person trips or falls, right? That's the point. And it's maybe too moralistic, but I think it's also good. I don't know.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course. For example, I don't know if you heard about the Casa de los Famosos. It was a TV show from Televisa, I think so. It was
okay.
so popular, and it's like another reality show, you know. But in this case, was so popular because I don't know. To be honest, I have never been interested to see that program. I think that it ended. The program ended a month ago, more or less. But
Okay.
the shorts that I saw on YouTube or on Facebook, because it appears because it was so popular in that moment, are so full, and all people was talking about it. At least of the people from my age and people, um, teenagers and people from that ages were talking about that, and everything was just gossip between the uh, in how to say integrants between
Yeah. The members.
the members of the program, and it's like, oh my god. And it was a 24-hour show, so I saw it in the university on that time that people were looking from their cell phone, people just eating, because it was like a 24-hour show that you see when they were sleeping, when they were um fighting with the members, with, and it's like, oh my god, how people put so much attention on those type of things, and in the rest of things, they are not aware of the things that are happening sometimes.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. So it is very important to. And now, what I think is incredibly important is to socialize our beliefs because you have great ideas, you have a fantastic discipline, and that will influence you, your friends, your family, someone in your close circle, right? But what about massifying the positive influence, right? How do you massify your positive influence? That is what I believe is really important because if there are guys who can dance, and I have nothing against dancing, or can have fun when somebody's tripping, or can promote somebody eating 10, 20 hot dogs, or uh, throwing water to one another, which is nothing wrong with that. Why cannot we influence someone to have fun when somebody plants 10, 20, 50 trees, or someone who's cleaning the street? Look, a lady with S, which was 85 years old, just picked up 200 pieces of paper from the street. She just cleaned the street. Wow, that is fantastic. Let's hug each other, right?
Yeah,
So why not that, right?
I think that probably human beings uh, are just looking for gossip things or for bad things too. You know, probably they. I don't know. No, to be honest, I don't know why people just focus on that. Probably because it's easier um to go from that kind of content. Could be like because it appears
Yeah,
more. Or, I don't know.
yeah. I really don't know why either. But I think that the power is in ourselves, right? I'm going to design a meme. I'm going to post it in my webpage now after the class. And let's see how people react. I don't know. I'm going to have a lot of reactions because when I do something like moralistic, the reactions are close to none, one or two, and that's it, right? And when I post something which is gossip or something different, then you have 10, 20 likes. So it's funny how people react. But normally they look at it. They look at it and they internalize it. There is no way to prove it, of course. But yeah, I laugh at people, at society, how we focus on funny things which are not, as you say, Mickey, you say you say correctly that we sometimes focus on things which are not so creative, so positive, so useful.
Yeah.
And I think we need to start influencing people. And the other day, you guys mentioned the word influencer, right? People call themselves influencers because they
Hmm.
make you wear this brand or they make you buy this thing, which is okay because people need to look nice. But also, influencers can influence people to plant trees, to clean up the streets, to behave with good manners. I don't know. Maybe I'm too moralistic today, but well,
No, yeah, I think that is necessary to, as I mentioned, to have this balance because,
yeah,
yeah, those are called influencers, but what kind of things they influence, you know?
right, exactly. Well, let's see if next class, which is Friday, right? And we have one pending class to recover. Um, let's see if we are able to develop something. I tried to do a short video, but I didn't know how to do it in a reel or a short form. But let's see if we find a way.
Yes, sure. Yeah, for the next class to at least have like the template of the video and and see how can we modify the video and see what can we do.
Okay, perfect, Mickey. So I have a class on Wednesday with the university in Mexico. So what about we have the class on Friday, and Friday we decide if Saturday or Sunday we recover the class that we have pending, Mickey.
Yes, teacher, it's care. It's great. Yeah,
Okay.
probably. Uh,
Well,
I could have the class on Saturday, the pending class, but I'll go to Mexico City at 9 because I go to a concert. So
okay. Oh, very nice.
probably
Well, let's then think if Thursday morning is possible. Probably Thursday morning, maybe not very early, but let's see if we can have it on Thursday in the morning, Mickey. Would that be okay?
yes, sure. It will be great.
All right. So we send a message just to confirm, okay?
Okay, teacher. Thank you very much. Take care.
All right, Mickey. Thank you. Take care. Have a wonderful day and see you soon then. And congratulations.